Let us move on to Act 1, Scene 2. The scene moves from Venice to Belmont, where the heroine Portia is introduced to us. Portia discusses with her maid Nerissa the scheme of lottery of caskets by which her suitors choose one of the three caskets in order to win her. Some suitors have already come, but Portia disliked all of them. Nerissa tells her of Bassanio, whom she had found attractive. Now, Act 1, Scene 2. We will be seeing all these events. Act 1, Scene 1. You learnt the last time, which was held in Venice. So from Venice, we are now coming back to Belmont. In Belmont, we will be introduced to Portia, who is the main heroine of the drama, and also Nerissa. Nerissa is her maid. She is not only her maid, but also her good friend. Just as Gratiano is for Bassanio. Now Nerissa, she is always there with Portia whenever she needs her. Nerissa, she assists or she helps Portia whenever she wants, whenever Portia wants her to do so. Nerissa is also very young. She is beautiful and she also has a great common sense. In short, she is very intelligent. Not only this, the mentality of Nerissa is same as Portia. And this is the only reason why both could work so well. This is about Nerissa. Now let us proceed further. Now, over here, you might have seen that Portia has been discussing with Nerissa about the lottery, underlined lottery. The meaning of lottery is about the situation or the success of the caskets. And what is that casket? I had already told you when I introduced the drama. Okay? And many suitors means the prince from different countries who were ready to come here to win Portia. Many had already come and many are still coming to choose the casket and win over Portia and to marry her. Whoever had already come to play the casket game did not win Portia's heart, and Portia, in fact, she did not like any of them. Now, the reason for this, why she did not like anyone, is cleanly told by Nerissa over here. Nerissa tells her that it is only because of Bassanio that she is unable to like any of the suitors. I hope this brief idea is very clear. Now let us start reading the scene. Scene 2. The scene 2, as I told you, is in Belmont. It is in a room in Portia's palace or Portia's house. Enters Portia and Nerissa. Portia. By my troth, Nerissa, my little body is aweary of this great world. Underline troth. Troth means faith. Underline aweary means tired. Now over here, Portia is telling Nerissa that by my faith, as far as I know, dear Nerissa, my little body is very tired for this great world, for this big world. I am tired of everything. Now, the reason for her tiredness is learned at a later stage. So, don't ask me why is she tired. We will come to know about it later on. Now, when Portia says that her little body is very tired of this great world, Nerissa tries to give her the reason why her little body is tired. You would be, sweet madam, if your miseries were in the same abundance as your good fortunes are. Nerissa says, you would be obviously tired, you would be surely tired, dear madam. The reason for your tiredness is your miseries, your problems are abundance. Abundance means in plenty, okay? So over here Nerissa says, you should be tired, you would be tired, dear madam, because your miseries or your problems are so much, are in huge quantity as your good fortune. She says, Nerissa says, your problems are equal to your wealth. The more your wealth, the more your problem. In short, your problems are equal to your fortunes. Your problems are equal to your wealth. Over here, Nerissa is not saying that because of your wealth, you are having problems. No, dear children, don't misunderstand. She's comparing the problems with the fortune. Problems is equal to fortunes. I'm going to read further. And yet, for aught I see, they are as sick that surfeit with too much as that starve with nothing. She further says, yet, as far as I can think, people who have too much of wealth and fortune are just as sick as those people who are sick by having nothing with them. She says that people who have wealth are also sick. People who do not have wealth are also sick. The rich people are sick because of their problems. The poor people are sick because of starvation, because of no money to spend for food. In short, according to Nerissa, people who are rich have many other problems, mental problems, psychological problems, whereas people who do not have anything, who have nothing, even they have problems. They have problems like starvation. Let me read out further. It is no mean happiness, therefore, to be seated in the mean. Superfluity comes sooner by white hairs, but competency lives longer. She says, it is not a bad fortune to be placed between the two extremes of having too much and too little. She says, it is good, it is better not to be too rich and not to be too poor. She says, the man who has too much of wealth soon becomes grey-haired or white hair. She says, people who have too much of wealth, their hair turns white very soon. But people who have wealth, only what is needed, lives longer. In short, Nerissa says, too much of wealth is also not good. Very little of wealth is also not good. Too much of wealth or too much of fortune gives us many problems. Very less fortune, very less money gives us problems. But who have only what is needed live longer. Now, meaning of superfluity, it is already given on the right side. You may just take a note of it. It means too much of anything. But competency means people who have just enough, not too much and too less, they live longer. I hope this is very clear and no doubt about it. Let me move further. Before going to the next, let me quickly tell you what Nerissa had said. Nerissa said, obviously, dear madam, sweet madam, you'll definitely look tired because your problems are equal to your fortune. Then further she says, people who have too much of wealth, they are also sick. People who have very little wealth or fortune, even they are sick. People who have too much of wealth, they are sick because of their problems. Who have very little, they are sick because of starvation. People who are very rich, their hair turns grey or white quickly because of their problems, or very fast because of their problems. So it is always better to be competency so that we can live longer. To this, Portia says, good sentences and well pronounced, meaning good words and very well said. Nerissa, that would be better if well followed. She says, it would be better if whatever I said is perfectly followed by you, or you obey what I say. To this, Portia says, if to do were as easy to know what were good to do. This means, if it would have been very easy to do whatever is being said, kitna acha hota, meaning whatever we say, if we follow or we do it obediently, it is so good. But in reality, it doesn't happen. This is what she says. I'm going to read it out again. If to do were as easy to know what were good to do, in that case, chapels had been churches, and poor men's cottages, princes' palaces. She said, Portia says, if at all whatever we say, we start doing it obediently, in that case, chapels means very small churches or very small temples would turn into big churches, and poor men's houses would become royal palaces. In short, what Portia wanted to say is that teaching is something different. Doing is something different. Again, over here, Portia is giving certain examples to prove herself. Let us see what she's saying. It is a good divine that follows his own instructions. Underline good divine. Good divine means the teacher, okay, or a preacher, a teacher you can say, okay. So what she says is that a teacher is good who follows his own teaching. You call a teacher a good teacher only when the teacher follows his own instruction. For example, I am a teacher. I go on telling you blah, 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 blah. But unless and until I don't follow it, personally, I'm not a good teacher. So, in short, what Portia says is that it is good to it is very easy to be a teacher, but we should always think from the person who is listening to it. Okay, let me read out further. I can easier teach 20 what were good to be done. She says, I can easily teach 20 people what is good to be done than be one of 20 to follow my own teaching. She says, in short, what she wants to say is that I can teach 20 of them what is good and what is not good, but I cannot be one of those 20. वो 20 में से मैं एक बनना नहीं चाहती हूँ, because in that case I'll have to follow my own teaching. I hope this is clear. Okay, let me read out further.